We're like sitting at like 17 degrees right now.
Oh no.
Yeah.
We're at 60 degrees and I got my turtleneck on almost.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate that.
Welcome, welcome, welcome.
This is Laura Johnson from South Carolina.
Welcome, Laura.
Recording in progress.
Welcome, welcome.
Leslie Johnson, South Carolina.
Welcome, Leslie.
Thank you.
David Leggett, Kennesaw, Georgia.
Welcome, David.
Tony and Shawnee Hill, Atlanta, Georgia.
Atlanta, Georgia. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. If you just joined the call, go ahead and tell us where you're calling in from and who you are.
Hello, it's Sylvie from Quebec City, and it's really cold tonight.
Hey, Sylvie, welcome.
Thanks.
Gabby, Orlando, Florida.
Welcome, Gabby. Welcome, welcome.
Jarek, Houston, Texas.
Welcome, Jarek.
Kathy Jewell, Spring, Texas.
Welcome, Kathy. Welcome, welcome. If you just joined, go ahead and tell us where you're calling from and who you are. Welcome, welcome. Don't be shy. If you just joined, tell us where you're calling in from, who you are. We'll be getting started here in about 60 seconds. So you still got time to announce yourself.
Geneva Johnson, Atlanta, Georgia.
Welcome, Geneva.
Almost suffocating.
Victor Bushfire, the DMV.
Stove rack.
Welcome from the DMV. Once you announce yourself, kindly go back on mute so we don't have any background noise.
I'm here.
Oh, there you are.
Kitchen with a calm that
You
wasn't.
on a call?
It was a borrowed calm.
Yeah, I think you
Hey,
are on a call.
this
Let
is
me go
Issa
ahead
from
and mute you
Maryland,
out.
DC.
Maryland, welcome.
John Sousa, DMV.
Welcome from the DMV.
Lashana Agatha Romero, Fayetteville, Arkansas.
Welcome from Arkansas.
Marva in Maryland.
Marva, welcome.
Andy from DMV.
Welcome. The DMV is representing tonight. Welcome, welcome, welcome. All right, let's see. Do we have our speaker on for tonight?
Yes, sir, we do. Let's get it started, brother.
All right. Welcome, everybody. Glad you made it tonight. It's Tuesday, chilly across the country, but we're about to bring some fire to this call tonight. I want you to pay very close attention to what's going to be given to you. You're going to be given an opportunity. So take a pencil, take a piece of paper, take notes, put all distractions away. Make sure you're paying attention. Why? Because this call is going to provide you with some education on what we're doing at BYLD. The gentleman that's going to be bringing the lesson tonight is none other than our president of the company. And he's not just a president of the company. He's led armies of teams, over 100,000 plus at the highest. He's closed a lot of deals in the direct sales space. But tonight, he's going to show you the value of learning about trading. He's done it before, he's done it with other companies, but you haven't seen him do it like he's going to do it here. He retired his mom before the age, before 30, the age of 29. He made his first million by the age of 30. He is happily married, father of two, bringing a princess in pretty soon. And he is an astound leader of the organization. When he says, I'm going to go out and show you how to do it, so you can't say that it can't be done, he goes and does it. So I want to make sure you pay attention, because missing one word, missing one sentence from this presentation could miss a large opportunity going into 2026. So without any further ado, put some fires, put some ones, put some fours, put some five, put some 6, 7s in the chat for Mr. JC Rangel.
All right, Chris, thank you very much, brother. Incredible introduction, as per usual. I appreciate those kind words. You even rhymed some of those things. I don't know if you noticed. Some of the things that you were saying even rhymed. I think you said father of two, and I forgot what you did. I'm not as cool as you, so I'm not even going to try. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. My name is JC Rangel. As Chris mentioned, I am the president and co-founder with BYLD Network, and I'm very, very excited to share this information with you all today. And by the way, happy holidays, right? I know that I'm a couple of pounds heavier after this last week. We certainly ate a lot. We had not only the turkey, but, you know, we are a Mexican family, so we had the tamales as well, and a bundle, you know, we were on the tea diet this past week, right? We were on the tamales, the tacos, the tostadas, all of that stuff. So, but very, very happy. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, let's get started. I'm going to share with you guys over the next 25 minutes. I'm going to share with you guys some information that frankly is powerful. And the first time that I started offering services like this were in 2013. And we built an organization of over 120,000 people around the world, helped a lot of people make a lot of money. And we got tons of customers, even more customers than that. And we're looking to do it again, but this time on a bigger scale with better tools, with better compensation plans. My recommendation, ladies and gentlemen, is to take copious notes. I would also recommend that you be in a place, in a location where you are uninterrupted, because I promise you, I'm going to share information with you here today that is not only powerful, it changes a lot of people's lives, right? But can very well do that for you as well. So without further ado, let me share the screen here, and we're going to jump right into the information. So ladies and gentlemen, the name of our company is BYLD, and we are going to be focusing on our BYLD Academy here today. Okay, so our BYLD Academy, let me move you guys out the way here. I got some of you guys blocking my screen here. There you go. All right, so we're going to be focusing on the BYLD Academy here today, ladies and gentlemen. So let's get started. First and foremost, we like to start off with a disclaimer. I am not a financial advisor, and the information shared during this event is for educational and informational purposes only. BYLD Network, Omni, and our Algo Alpha do not guarantee income or financial results. Trading does indeed involve risks. Past performance does not guarantee future success, and participants are encouraged to use discretion and seek independent financial advice before making trading decisions. Also, finally, do not ever, ever, ever let anybody trade your money for you. Okay? Now, we like to be a very compliant company. We are an international company, and we like to be very compliant. And every bank, every business that deals with these type of services has to have disclaimers like this. And when I personally see things like this, it makes me happy, because I know that the company are professionals for doing this. So before we get started on the meat and potatoes of the presentation, one of my favorite books has always been Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. By the way, if you've read that book or listened to that audio, if you could put a number 1 in the chat, that'd be great. If you are familiar with Rich Dad, Poor Dad and his cash flow quadrant, and in the cash flow quadrant, he talks about 4 ways to earn money, right? He says 35% of people they work for themselves, right? Self-employed people. 60% have a job, they work for somebody else. 1% has money work for them, and then 4% have a business that works for them, a system, like, for example, maybe a franchise or a network marketing business that works for them, right? But here's one thing that really got my attention, and this all relates to the presentation here today, ladies and gentlemen. 95% of all of the wealth, 95% of all of the wealth is on the right side with the 1% and the 4%ers. So that means that 5% of the population, the investors, the people that learn how to have money work for them, the people that have the big business with a system that makes them money, even if they don't spend the time in the business, They control 95% of the wealth. But the majority of the people, ladies and gentlemen, 95% are on the left side of the quadrant, and they split 5% of the wealth. That is the equivalent, by the way, of having a 20 a slice pizza, a pizza that has 20 slices and 19 people share one and one person gets 19 slices. Doesn't seem very fair. When I saw this, I asked myself, how can I get on the right side of the quadrant? How can I get to where I can have my money make me money, right? How can I put overalls on my money and be a part of that 1%? Additionally, how can I be a part of that 4% where business and systems and other people make their money? Ladies and gentlemen, before the end of today's presentation, in the next 23 minutes, I'm going to break all that down for you and how you get on the right side of the quadrant. So first, let's talk about our BYLD ecosystem. This is what we're going to cover today, and there's actually other benefits involved with our company, but what we're going to focus on today is especially our BYLD Academy, how to build wealth, how to have money make you money, your money make you money, how to make money from anywhere in the world. We're going to break that down with our BYLD Academy. We're going to also talk about our Aventi premium travel agency and how these two things can get you that location freedom, and not only location freedom, but other types of freedom as well. So what is our BYLD Academy? Our BYLD Academy combines the experience of master traders with the genius and simplicity of our Einstein scanner and our automated trading app, Omni. Okay, trading can help you build your own economy. So the BYLD Trading Academy was created so that people all around the world would be able to take control of their finances and insulate themselves from the uncontrollables. For example, the uncontrollables being, remember COVID just 5 years ago, right? Or layoffs or the rising cost of living, right? We look at it like income insurance. It is a skill that nobody can take away from you once you learn it. But we're also going to show you, for those of you guys that say, I may not have the time or even the interest to learn how to trade. Ladies and gentlemen, you don't have to have the time nor the interest to learn how to trade. We're going to show you how to benefit from these expert trades on autopilot without you being involved. I promise you, you don't want to miss that information. So the question is this: why should you learn how to trade with us? Well, I'm going to give you a couple of bullet points. Number one is you can trade from anywhere. There's no boundaries. We literally have one of our traders, his whole philosophy is travel and trade. So he may be in Colombia today and he may be in New York tomorrow and maybe somewhere in Asia next week. And he's making money from his laptop, from the airport, or from his Airbnb, wherever he's at. Location freedom. The next one is to be your own boss. Our traders are their own boss. They do this for a living. This is what they do full time in the different markets. There's no employees, no inventory, no infrastructure needed. And to learn a life skill, we believe this is a life skill that can potentially supplement or even replace your income. Also, so you can learn how to set the right example for the next generations, how to impact the economy under your own roof. And guess what? You no longer have to rely solely on banks or jobs or outdated systems. You can go out. I think we can all agree. I think we all know that when we deposit our paychecks or our direct deposit into the bank, it isn't just sitting there. I think we can all agree. I think everybody knows that the bank makes money with our money. What's interesting is that they charge us to deposit the money very often. Then they lend it out to us. I deposit some money, they lend it out to my cousin at an interest rate, and I pay them fees to hold my money. That's a pretty good deal. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here to tell you that you can get paid that way as well. The difference is that the thing is that people don't know that that's possible, but luckily for you, it is possible. And here's how it's possible. We got the Forex market and the crypto market that we trade. These are two of the markets that we trade. To get into the Forex market, once again, bank closes at 5 p.m. You think that the transaction is done, but the bank takes the money, everybody's money, and they trade in the foreign exchange market. Guess what? It's open 24/7. $7 trillion are traded daily in the Forex market. And the reason why it's open 24/7 is because guess what? When it's nighttime here in Beijing, it's business time. They're trading one country's currency for another country's currency. If you ever travel to another country, you traded your dollars for the peso or the euro or whatever the case may be, there's an exchange fee. You might come back and the exchange fee was different from when you came back versus when you went. Guess what? There's money to be made there. It is the biggest market in the world and it trades 24/7. And guess what? We have experts that not only educate us on how to make money in this particular market, but we also have the tools to allow us to benefit from these trades on autopilot without even being involved. So when I learned this for the first time, I said, look, this sounds great. I don't really have the time to wake up early and to place trades. It's not really my thing at the moment. I do have an interest at one point. This is what I said. But I said, but that one point is not right now. And they shared with me, well, JC, even if you're not involved, we have automated trading softwares that as the experts place their trades, you get the benefit of those trades. It's like having your fitness coach do the sit-ups and you get the six-pack. And I said, so where do I sign, right? And then we've got the crypto trading as well. Once again, open 24 hours a day, right? Bitcoin has been the number one best financial investment in the history of mankind. I started buying Bitcoin in 2013, not because I am very smart, but because I am smart enough to surround myself with people that are smarter than me. Well, guess what? There isn't just money in holding crypto. There's also money in trading crypto, and we also do that as well. Same thing with the futures market. $30 billion traded daily in the futures market. We've got the futures market experts that train you and coach you and do live. Not only do you have the university to learn and watch the videos, but ladies and gentlemen, you've got access to these experts. And these experts, guess what they do? They do live training and trading sessions. We'll get into that a little bit later, where not only are they teaching you, but they're trading in real time. And guess what? You could actually copy exactly what they're doing in real time. So as they get that benefit, you get that benefit as well. And we also do that for the options market. Okay. So these are the four markets that we cover. And here's a little bit of the trading training curriculum. You've got the foundational training, as you can see here. And you've got it in the university setting. You've got the videos, you've got the certifications, you got the trading essentials. And then finally, you also have the tools. Being a part of our community, you get access to the tools and the software, like the scanners, the indicators, the automatic trading app, the automatic trading softwares, which are Omni and Algo Alpha, that I'm going to break down here shortly. Now, I touched on this a little bit earlier, live trading and Forex sessions, Forex futures and options sessions. Ladies and gentlemen, our experts are trading in real time, and our members get to not only, once again, watch them trade, but if you want to have your account that you set up, that we taught you how to set up, and you have it open, it's like watching the smart kid take the test, an open book test, and you get to copy them. But the difference with this test, you don't get an A, right? You get the Benjamin, right? You get to get paid. When they make money, you make money. Now, granted, are they going to win every trade? No, they're not going to win every trade. But ladies and gentlemen, this is what they do for a living. They are professionals. This is how they make a living, right? So it's very exciting for me to get to learn from people that are not, it's not just courses, it's live sessions, right? And that's where the rubber meets the road, right? Because it's one thing to teach me through a university. It's one thing to teach me through videos. It's a whole nother thing, ladies and gentlemen, when these experts come out and they put their money where their mouth is. They come out and say, here's my account with real money. Here's what we're going to be trading in the markets. Here's a lesson. And you are going to watch me place trades on my account with real money. And guess what? You get to copy me as well because you're a member of the BYLD Academy. That's what we're talking about here, ladies and gentlemen. So let me introduce you to some of the traders in our academy. Okay, I'm not going to name them all, but these are all of the traders. And as you can see, we've got in Spanish, we've got in English, we've got Forex experts, options experts, futures experts, right? We've got real professionals. Once again, that this is what they do for a living. Before we even met them, this is what they were doing. And so we've got the partnerships with these men and women to teach our community how to develop a skill to make additional money, once again, from anywhere in the world. So let's talk about our BYLD Trading Academy tools and software. So one of the tools that you are going to learn to use is an Einstein scanner. So imagine having the smartest piece of trading technology in the world making financial decisions with you, showing you, because here's what's going to happen. You are going to learn how to use an Einstein scanner. In the beginning, you're not going to know what you're doing. That's why you go through the live training sessions. That's why you go through the university. Then as you start going through the university, you start to realize, wait a minute, the Einstein scanner is basically doing 70 or 75% of the work for me. It is showing me how to identify the times that I should get in and the times I should get out. So Look at Einstein as your personal trading assistant. It identifies high probability trades and it sets them up so you could be able to place those particular trades. It doesn't just send out alerts. This is important. It doesn't just send out alerts. It empowers you to trade with confidence, pinpointing, once again, winning trades through data-driven signals. Once again, it's like riding a bike with training wheels. So this is one of those things. I have a friend, his name is Justin, who I introduced to this program, and Justin was already trading. He makes thousands of dollars per month. Very successful trader. But he doesn't have a tool like this. So when he saw this very presentation, he saw this particular scanner, he says, the number one motivation for me to get started with your company, JC, is an Einstein scanner. If it does what I think it does, this is a game changer. Long story short, Justin signs up, started using it, and he's been raving about it since. He signed up 2 weeks ago. He's been raving about it since. He's making money with this scanner as of right now. Once again, you're going to learn how to use this. This is one of the tools that comes with being a part of our company. Now, we have 2 automated trading softwares. One of them is an app, and the other one is a desktop. Omni is our app. What is Omni? Omni is trading. Omni Trading is a technology platform that can mirror advanced algorithms or live professionals trading. And what it does is that it executes the trades based on predefined criteria. In a nutshell, ladies and gentlemen, here's what it does. The experts call the trade. The experts place a trade. You opened up your broker account in your own broker. The money is in your possession. It is never in our possession. It is in your broker account. You deposit the money, and because you are a member with our company, you connect the Omni app to it. You give the Omni app permission to place the trades. As our experts place the trades, those trades in real time, in milliseconds, get placed on your account. This is our Omni app. This one is very close to being finalized. This is the mobile version, right? This is the one that we have live right now. This is a desktop version, and this is the Algo Alpha technology. So here's what it is. And I'm going to share with you, by the way, some of the results. I think one of the things that is very important for us to look at when looking at something like this is, hey, what do the results look like? So Algo Alpha is an institutional grade trading software that can mirror advanced algorithms and professional traders to execute trades on your behalf automatically. So if you're at work, if you're at your kid's soccer game or wherever the case may be, and an expert places a trade at that moment, that trade plays on your account on autopilot. Okay. So our users, once again, choose a broker. They set up their trading accounts. Okay. It's your account. It's your money. You get to manage your account. You set it up. Okay. You could withdraw the money whenever you want. You could add additional money whenever you want. You could stop it whenever you want. And this has 3 years of trading results data. This is 100% documented. Okay. This isn't new. This has back-tested data that we'd be happy to share with anybody. Matter of fact, let me share with you what it does exactly and what are some of the results. So the trade execution in real time happens like this. The market data has to be looked for. A technical analysis is step 2. A buy-sell decision has to be made, and the trade has to get executed. Those are the 4 steps that you don't have to do when you're connected to our Algo Alpha platform. So here's what it does. Algo Alpha, once again, mirrors the trades of the experts. It places them in real time for you because you gave it permission. Okay, once again, you can stop it, you can increase to it, you can withdraw your money whenever you want. What some people choose to do is that they choose to withdraw their earnings, right? Whatever they deposit, they're earning some money. Okay, they choose to withdraw it. Some people choose to compound it. That, ladies and gentlemen, is a decision that's completely up to you. Now, this is very important before I get into the results. It's a disclaimer. Very important that any company that deals with services like this has to have a disclaimer. Now, I'm not going to read you this long disclaimer, but it's here. Feel free to take a screenshot. Feel free to read it. But basically what we're talking about, as we mentioned in the beginning of the presentation, is that trading with anybody in any market involves risks. Make sure you do your due diligence, right? And this is part of your due diligence that you're doing here today. Make sure that you do your due diligence and understand that trading does involve risk, and there's different factors that go into success with trading. Okay, so let's keep going. This is one of the 4 strategies, ladies and gentlemen, with our Algo Alpha. This is over the last 3 years. This is called the Intelligent Portfolio, Algo Alpha Intelligent Portfolio. Over the last 30 months, not even 3 years, this is 30 months, about 2.5 years, 192% growth. By the way, when you get access to the account, you can see the percentage month by month. You can look at 2023's numbers month by month, 2024's numbers month by month, and of course, 2025's numbers month by month. I believe that the Algo Alpha had one losing month, one negative month in the course of those 3 years. So this is the Intelligent Portfolio. This is a Crypto Alpha, 658% over the last 30 months. Then we've got the Alpha Trader, 420% over the last 30 months. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, read the bottom. It says, past performance is not indicative of future results. Trading involves risk, and previous success do not guarantee future performance, right? So we have to say that because we are a compliant company. And that is the truth. It is indeed the truth. And then finally, we've got the Alpha X, 84% over the last 30 months. Notice 84% over the last 30 months. That is our lowest account. And this is trading, once again, with real money. When you get access to this platform, you get access to all of the history, not only the history and how much it earned, every single trade executed. So you can verify all the trades that were executed over the last 3 years, not only the percentages that it won or lost for the month, but every single trade executed throughout the year. That's what our members get. Now, I'm sure everybody is familiar with Warren Buffett. And Warren Buffett has a quote. It says, if you don't find a way to make money while you sleep, you will work until the day you die. Give me 1 second, please. Okay, so what Warren Buffett says, he says, if you don't find a way to make money while you sleep, you will work until the day you die. Ladies and gentlemen, in case you don't know, and I'm sure most people are familiar with who Warren Buffett is, Warren Buffett is one of the most successful businessmen in the world, one of the most successful investors ever. He's also the 5th richest man, top 10 richest man. I think he knows a little bit about making money. What drew my attention to this is making money while you sleep. I love that idea. When we share with you not only the services, but the compensation plan, we're going to show you indeed. There's a couple of ways to do that, right? If I have my money working for me, I am making money while I sleep, right? If it's trading in the markets, I'm making money while I sleep. But if I have a business that is paying me a subscription-based residual income, I also have the ability to make money while I sleep. So we're going to switch gears a little bit, ladies and gentlemen. One of the member benefits and additional services, not just a benefit, but an additional service that comes with our company. When you are a member of our company, we are a trade and travel company. We mentioned we're going to cover this as well. You get your premium travel benefits. You have your very own private booking engine for wholesale pricing. You save up to 70% on your travel. In a nutshell, here's what happens. The same companies that provide services for Orbitz or Priceline is what we use. The difference is that we pass through the wholesale price. They don't. So when you go to Orbitz or Priceline or some of these other websites, they increased their wholesale price. And that's understandable. That's their business model. That's okay. I'm not knocking it. What our members get is they get our wholesale pricing as well, right? And so these are some of the benefits, and these are some of the examples of some of the savings that our members get to enjoy being a part of our membership. So New York, we looked at the best online price that we could find from the competitors, and the busiest days at the Millennium Hotel, Times Square Hotel, you're saving $410 per night. At this Miami hotel, $140 per night is what you're saving. Venice, Italy, $150 per night. This is one of the benefits. And at the end, I'm going to break down how being a member of our company, at the end of the year, we actually, through our Aventi travel agency, we actually give you a free vacation stay for 6 nights and 7 days. Even if you didn't sell anything, even if you didn't introduce anybody, just for being a loyal member, you get a free vacation. We're going to cover that at the end. So, ladies and gentlemen, how much does it cost to start your BYLD Trading Academy? Once again, this is everything that you get, and this is our core basics package. It is a one-time, $199, one time, and after that, it is $99 per month. This is the first pack, the core basics pack. Then we've got 2 more packs after that. Okay, so the next one is the elite pack. What is the difference with the Elite Pack? Well, here's the deal. The core basics is all the education in the university. But if you want the tools, the automated trading, okay, the live trading sessions, you want to pick either the Elite or the Premier. So the Elite gives you the Academy. It gives you the Einstein scanner for the Forex market. It gives you the Omni app and the Alpha. It's included with 3 strategies. So you get both of those auto traders included with the strategies, with 3 strategies, and the Einstein scanner for the Forex market. That is $499 month 1, and then $149 per month thereafter. By the way, I'm going to show you how to get your membership for free as well. And then we finally have the Premier. The Premier includes everything the Elite and the Core include, but it gives you the Einstein scanner for all markets, Forex, options, crypto, futures. You have the Einstein scanner for everything. And you not only get Omni and Alpha, but you get them with up to 7 strategies instead of 3. That is a one-time $9.99 and $199 per month thereafter. But if you refer 4, you pay no more. As long as you refer 4 people on the same or greater subscription than the one you are on, ladies and gentlemen, you get all the benefits that we covered here today for free. In addition to that, right, you have the option, this is an option, to build a team if you want, right? Whether it's to get your membership free or to make a residual income or commissions, right? So every one of these packs has a commission. So the essentials, the core essentials, $199, you make a $20 commission on every one that you sell of these. And as you move up the ranks in our comp plan, you open up what's called the coded bonus, where you could earn $30 through unlimited levels on all people joining that organization. The Elite Pack is $499. You make a $100 commission on every $499 Elite Pack that you sell, and you can make up to $100 on your entire organization, everybody that's joining that organization as you continue to rank up in the organization. And then finally, the Premium has a $200 commission. Once again, you can make up to an additional $200 on all the people joining your organization as you move up the ranks. And finally, ladies and gentlemen, we come to my favorite part, the residual income. This is a subscription-based reoccurring revenue. I don't know about you, but I was asked this question a long time ago. I was asked, JC, do you have residual bills? That was a question that was asked to me. Do you have residual bills? I said, yes, of course, everybody has residual bills. And then they asked me, if you have residual bills, why don't you have residual income? I said, that's a good question. And then they asked me a follow-up question. They asked, do you know what residual income is? And I said, yeah, I think I know what residual income is. And my buddy says to me, I don't think you know what residual income is. He says, JC, if you knew what residual income was, you'd run through a brick wall to get it. That's what he said to me. I don't think you know what residual income is. He says, if you knew what residual income was, you would run through a brick wall to get it. That's when I understood. And he says, if you have reoccurring bills, why in the world would you not have reoccurring income? Well, ladies and gentlemen, here's the deal. This is based on the $99 membership that I'm going to share with you. So it's less members if we're talking about the other memberships. But here's how it works. You've got 2 teams, a left team and a right team. When your left team and right team reach 6 members on the left and right, your residual income is now $250 per month, in addition to the rest of the compensation plan. By the way, if we're talking about the big pack, it's only 4 and 4, right? Once your teams reach 18 members on the left, 18 members on the right, and by the way, this is not 6 members that you brought. This is not 18 members that you personally brought. Maybe you introduced 2 or 3, and they introduced the rest. But as your team over time reached 18 members on the left and 18 members on the right, you are now making a $700 per month residual income. Now, if during that time you personally referred 4 people that you personally introduced on the same or greater membership than the one you're on, guess what? Your membership is now free. So you've got no overhead. You've got all these benefits and your residual income. As your team reaches 40 and 40, you're at $1,500 per month. 100 and 100, you're at $3,500 per month. We're not talking about the coded bonuses here. We're not talking about the check match. There's more money to be had. We're not breaking all that down, ladies and gentlemen. The biggest team I've ever built is about roughly 120,000 people. If you look at the top position, Executive 500, that's 36,000 people. Now, is everybody going to get to that rank? Of course not. Not everybody even wants to get to that rank, and that's okay. But some of you guys are thinking the big numbers, and you're thinking, wait a minute, if this service really does what I am seeing, what I saw today, this is not a hard sell. guess what? I'm here to tell you it's not a hard sale. In my opinion, it's a very simple sale. It's very simple, especially when you understand compound interest. It is very, very simple. At least that's how I feel about it. So as you can see, the top position here, ladies and gentlemen, pays $500,000 per month in this dual team, not including the rest of the commissions. So the potential, what I'm saying here is that the potential is tremendous. So ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your time. I actually am going to share with you this one more slide. I promise, because I promised you I would. At your 1-year anniversary, once you have paid your membership consecutively for 12 months in a row, we actually give you an anniversary trip for 6 nights and 7 days to a 4 or a 5-star resort. 1 out of 3,000 locations you get to pick from. Maybe it's Costa Rica, maybe it's Greece, maybe it's Thailand. I don't know. But any one of the memberships, it could be the 99, it could be the 149 or the 199. Any one of those memberships, ladies and gentlemen, at your 1-year anniversary, you actually get a free vacation for being a loyal member. Even if you referred your 4 and you're paying no more. Let's say month 1, you referred 4 and you never paid your membership. As long as you maintain your 4, pay no more. As far as we are concerned, as far as the company is concerned, your membership is paid. At the end of the year, you get an anniversary trip. Ladies and gentlemen, that's what's called a no-brainer. Anyways, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate your time. Please get back together with the person that sent you this information, that shared this incredible opportunity with you. Let them get your questions answered. And with that being said, I'll see you at the top or from the top. Take care.